Welcome to Empowering You with Cynthia Fontaine, where your transformation begins. This isn't just a show, it's your invitation to unlock personal power and trust your inner wisdom. Each episode, I'll guide you to release what holds you back and reconnect with the truth already inside you. Because when you align with your intuition, everything changes. You didn't find this by accident. You're ready. Let's begin.
Hey there! Welcome to Empowering You with me, Cynthia Fontaine, Psychic Medium. If you're watching this show on the Cox Network, I'm so happy that you found the show. And also know that this show is also available on the YouTube channel associated with the station, which you will see on the screen throughout the show. So please go to the YouTube channel and subscribe and like and leave a great comment for us. There are lots of really super shows that happen on this channel and on the YouTube station channel, which way. So I really hope that you'll comment, leave a comment and like it, and also share it with your friends. So today I have a little bit of an experimental day planned for you. Experiential is the word. And I want to let you know right in the early part of the show, I was in a little fender bender a couple weeks ago, so I may have to sit down during the show, just so you know, and it's really warm in the studio today. So if you see me breaking a sweat, that's because the AC is not operating fully operational. So just so you're not distracted throughout the show going, oh, why is she sitting down now? Okay, so I'm going to teach you a couple of things. We're going to do a meditation, and I'm also going to give you another tip and tool on how to use your intuition, because when we can learn how to use our own intuition and tap into the wise self that we have within us. Now, if you're thinking, oh, I don't have intuition, or my self is not that wise, well, our human self and our ego mind does human things. But we have a higher self. We have a spirit, a soul that is always knows and has our best and highest interest in mind. And it can be a little bit wiser than the human mind sometimes, because the ego can get in the way. I work with a lot of people who, get tripped up in their lives because of old patterns, which we all have. Every single person on the planet will experience this, because life is patterns. And it's not until you repattern, rewire your brain, do a lot of personal development work, get into counseling, do some kind of body work, somatic therapy, or EMDR, some kind of cognitive behavior therapy. Those things help rewire the brain and helps us to shift the patterns, right? Because life and everything on the earth is patterns. And if you break things down to the smallest molecule, even the molecules have patterns in them. So when we shift the patterns, we shift our life. When you learn how to tune into the higher part of you that might be a little wiser in some ways, then that can also help you shift the patterns. Because our own thinking is usually what gets us in trouble, because we think through with the ego mind and our life experiences. Now again, this shifts when you do some personal development work, when you go to healer school, when you go to therapy, all those things will shift it. When you meditate is another great way to shift those patterns. So I do apologize, but you are going to see me blotting a little bit because it is really hot in here. So I apologize in advance. Life with life's terms, right? Because sometimes life will throw things at us that we don't expect, and how you roll with it makes a huge difference in your life, right? Being flexible helps. When we're rigid and stuck in one place, then you break, right? Trees that blow in the wind don't break. Telephone poles break. Well, maybe not in the wind, but in the wind, sure, if a big storm comes through. And so ask yourself, where am I right now in my life? And how can I feel better about who I am, where I am, the choices that I make, my relationships, right? Those are all questions that you can ask yourself. And I'm actually going to pull a card, my favorite deck, I use it all the time, Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Varon Reed. Colette is a dear friend, and she has been a mentor for me for over 15 years. And this card is to give us the, what do you all need to know about tapping into your intuition and your higher self, not the ego mind, the little self, but the higher self. And I just fan until a card wants to come out, and there it is. Oh, Unfinished Symphony. That's a perfect card because we are an unfinished symphony. From day one, the moment of our birth, until the day that we leave the body and go back to spirit, our life is a constant. If you look at a symphony, it's a musical note, and the notes create the symphony of our life. So what notes are you placing into your life, right? The more intentional that you can be, but intentional and co-creative with spirit, the more your life works out for the better for you. And I say this from my own experience. When I get too rigid, I get miserable. And sometimes life throws things at us that are unexpected. And so what do you do when life throws you a curveball? One thing is I have my sixth chakra has this archetype that can't make a decision when I'm in defense mode. So my sixth chakra it can't make a choice. The sixth chakra is how we see the world and how we see ourselves in the world. So if I'm flubbering back and forth about making a choice, my daughter will even say, "Mom, your sixth chakra is out of control." And we'll talk about chakras more in future shows. But each chakra, we have 12 of them, 7 spiritual chakras, 7 physical chakras and 5 spiritual chakras. And each chakra runs its own sort of part of our system. And the sixth chakra runs, again, how we see the world and how we see our place in the world. So it's like the big picture chakra. So chakra, I use it interchangeably because people say it both ways. And so when I can't make a decision, that's time for me to sit down and pause. It's time for me to take a breath, take a walk, go outside. It's time for me to maybe do a little energy work, right? Maybe I'll grab my energy ball. If you've seen previous shows, you saw the show Jeannie Bundy and I were doing the energy balls, right? So you just put your hands like this. You can rub your hands together. That actually fires up the chakras you have in your palms. And then pull your hands apart when you'll feel a tingling. And you can feel a resistance between your hands. And you go back and forth. And just doing that takes the focus out of the mind, and it brings it down lower and into the heart chakra, and it helps you to get a different point of view, a different position. So anything that you can do like that to take you out of the difficulty in making decisions, out of the moment of anger, or the moment of any feelings that you're feeling that you don't want to stay in, that's a quick way that you can bring yourself out of the mind, down lower into the lower chakras, into the heart, into the solar plexus, and feel a little bit more grounded. Because oftentimes we're not grounded when we're having those crazy emotions. And I'm talking a little bit about emotions today because things are crazy out in the world, right? And people are really getting overwhelmed. And I've said it before, if you're overwhelmed, turn off the TV. Stop watching the news. If you're a person who needs to know what's going on, find a quieter way to get your news, right? Go to Substack. I love Substack because I can read what I want and I skip over what I don't want to see. And it's quiet. It's not videos playing like other platforms like TikTok or Instagram. So go to Substack if you feel like you need to know what's going on around you or in the world. It's a more global thing, less local, but that is a good way to do it, okay? And I want to also teach you today how to find your inner truth meter, because we're talking about accessing your intuition and finding that place inside of you that is connected to your higher self, where there's more information than we have in our own human minds, human brains, okay? So your inner truth meter is easy to find, but it might take a little practice. You may have to do it a few times before you go, oh, that's what it is. And it's by tuning into the body. You're going to say two names. You're going to say your own name, and you're going to say somebody else's name that is not your name, and you're going to tune into the body. Now, you don't say them at the same time, which would be impossible. But so first, and you stand still or you can sit, either way. It doesn't matter if you're standing or sitting. I like to do it standing when I'm teaching it just because you can see my body move. Now I'm going to stand still for a minute, if you can believe that. Portuguese, I'm always talking with my hands. I'm going to say, my name is Michelle Pfeiffer. Now watch my body if you can see it. See how I'm going backwards? Now I'm not doing that. My body just naturally leaned backwards. Now I'm going to say, my name is Cynthia Fontaine. Now, see how can you see that I'm leaning forward? I hope that you can see that it's slight, but I actually had to hold the table so I didn't fall backwards. So you can use that standing. If you're not comfortable standing, because you don't want to fall, have somebody behind you or, to spot you like they used to do when I was in gymnastics when I was a kid. Or the other way you can do it sitting down, and you can look for a sensation in your body, okay? So again, I'll say, my name is Michelle Pfeiffer, and my stomach feels knotted and really tense. Now I'll say, my name is Cynthia Fontaine, and my breath released, and I feel much more relaxed, and I notice my shoulders dropped. So it's pretty simple. If you are a knowledgeable achiever and personality profile, you might have a little bit of a harder time with this because you tend to hold on to things that aren't, there's no science, right? There's no proof in front of you. You need to see it, kind of thing. But keep practicing it. You will get it. I promise you will. Either do it standing or feeling in your body where you notice a shift. Sometimes it's very, very, very slight, okay? That's going to be a helpful tool for you as days move forward. Because again, if you've watched previous shows, you have heard me say that we are moving into a very tumultuous time. I know it's already been tumultuous. It's been 6 years of sort of a lot, starting with, the COVID virus and so many other things. But these things are preparing us for what we have coming over the next couple of years. So I want to give you tools that will help you as we go through these difficult, challenging times that we're facing, to be able to come to center so that you can get through these times in a gentler and more easy way, okay? There are lots of things that you can do also. You can do holistically, you can go to sound baths. You can play music in your house, play music that has a high vibration, like chanting. One chant that I love is the Gayatri mantra by Deva Premal. I actually will put that playing at night and just leave it playing all night long. There's some really great chanting out there. So think about what you can do to add to your space to create a higher vibration, because the higher the vibration that your home holds, the office where you work holds, if you can do things like that to lift the vibration in your office, and your own self holds, then the less difficult it will be to get through this period of time. Now, it's not going to make it perfect, and it's not going to make it, it's not going to make it all just wave your magic wand and everything's going to be okay, but it will help you get through, all right? So you've got the energy ball. You've got the truth meter. Now I want to take you through a short meditation to help you go from a difficult emotional place that maybe you've been stuck in to a better place. And this process actually has been medically tested. I'm trained in this process. It's called the Envision process. It actually rewires the brain and is based on Carl Jung's work. So if you happen to be driving the car when you're listening to this or something, when you have this on, wait until you're in a safe place. Don't be chopping onions or driving a car, okay? It's really quick. It only takes a few minutes, but I want you to be safe. So you're going to sit if you can, or lay down, and you're going to take a deep breath. And I want you to focus on just one difficult emotion or thought that you have been dealing with in the present moment. In the last, we'll say 30 days or so. Something that you just haven't been able to work through. Taking a deep breath. Now, when you think about it, you don't actually have to think about the details of the whatever the particular thing is. So I'll say, like was in a little car accident, I said in the beginning. So if I focus on that and I close my eyes and I ask my conscious self, my higher self, if this were a landscape, what would this landscape look like? And breathe in. And our subconscious mind thinks in pictures. So you might not visually see a picture in your mind, but you might have a knowing. I often go into a lava field, and I'm standing on one little piece of rock, and the lava is all around me. Now, that's a difficult place for me to be in. So just sort of be in this place for a few minutes, see what it feels like. And it's okay if it's really uncomfortable, because you're not going to stay here. We are going to move from this place. But look around and see what it's like here. And ask yourself, is this a place that I want to stay in? For some people who have a lot of trauma, this might feel like the most comfortable place. And if that's you and you're feeling like, well, I don't want to really leave this place, but this is what I know, just trust that leaving this place is safe. So take a deep breath in. And as you take this deep breath in, a winged creature is going to appear. It can be a bird, a butterfly, a ladybug. It can be a winged dragon. It could be something unusual out of the ordinary. It could be a snuffleupagus with wings. Whatever shows up is what is meant for you. And as this winged creature appears, again, if you don't see it, that's okay, but you may have a knowing that it's there or a sensing. You're going to get on this winged creature, and this winged creature is going to raise up into the sky, and you're going higher and higher. And don't worry, you're completely safe. Higher and higher. And the higher you go and the further you get away from that difficult landscape, the more ease you feel. And this winged creature is taking you to a sanctuary. Now, this is going to be your own personal sanctuary that no one's allowed to come in unless you invite them. And as you look back, that difficult landscape is further and further away, and at this point you might not even be able to see it. And the winged creature flies on and now is bringing you into the most beautiful landscape, the most beautiful sanctuary. Yours may be on the beach. Someone else may be in the mountains. And your winged creature puts you on the ground, and you thank it, and you look around, and you feel peaceful here. And remember, this is your special sanctuary, and you will be able to come back here and revisit anytime you need a break from those difficult emotions. Anytime you're feeling stuck, you can replay this, and you can do the meditation over and over again and come to your sanctuary. Now, as you get further in, you can explore. There will be a house here for you. It could be a cottage. It could be a tree house. So take a minute now and look around. Maybe there's a path. And if you don't find it with this meditation this time, that's okay. Come back to it and do it again. And it will be there for you. And every time you do the meditation and you go back to the sanctuary and you go back to your sanctuary space, your house, your tree house, your garden, you'll notice that it's different. And every time it shifts and it's different, it's because something within you is different and it has changed. So slowly wiggle your fingers and your toes. Take a deep breath in. Come back to your body and back to the present time and space and back to the room that you're in. And you can quickly write down what the winged creature was, and then you want to look it up, what it means in symbols in spirituality. And the color is important as well. Like I did this with my daughter one time when she was in college and having a bit of a difficult time, and she got a brown snuffleupagus. And it was all about that she needed to ground, right? She needed to ground, but at the same time, be a little playful because it wasn't an elephant. An elephant, you can't move. The snuffleupagus is fluffy and it's, fun and it's magical. So you will find that if you look up, you'll be surprised when you look up the meanings, how spot on they are. And will totally make sense. So, and again, I apologize for blotting. It's got to be like 90 degrees in here. So those are a couple of things that you can use. Now, another thing I want to talk about is your words and what we put out into the universe, because the universe is a co-creative living being, right? And everything we put out, the conscious universe absorbs. And the more strong our thoughts are, or the more we repeat the same thought over and over again, the more the universe will help us out and give us what we want. That's called manifestation. But we don't do it alone. We do it in conjunction with the universe. And so be careful what you pray for or what you ask for, because sometimes you'll get it. And when you get it, you'll find that you might not want to pay the hefty price that comes with it. And I'll give you a really great example. I have a friend right now, and I had the same instance, two people, where they both were not happy in their jobs. The other person was a classmate of mine, and they didn't want to be in the job anymore. They felt like they weren't being treated fairly, and they kept this going on and on and on, this thought pattern. And they walked into the office one day, and they had got called into a conference, and they got fired. Just like that. So they got what they were asking for, and it will eventually be a good thing, and it could be the best thing. But if you just get fired and you don't know what you're going to do next or how you're going to pay your bills, that can be pretty tricky, right? So you want to be really mindful of what you're putting out there. And because we're in the Lionsgate energy now, it's just starting to open. The Lionsgate happens once a year between the end of July and mid-August. And this is the most powerful time for manifesting. And so if you're watching this through this period of time, know that there's extra power in manifesting now. So be mindful of what you're manifesting, what you want, and be mindful that our thoughts are powerful, whether it's what we want or what we don't want. So the more you say, I hate this job, well, the universe is going to go, oh, they really hate that job. Let's help them out and we'll get them fired, right? So be really mindful about what you're putting out in the universe. When I work with people who, whether they are want a new house or a job or a partner, I do this exercise with them where you draw a line down the sheet of paper, and on the left side of the paper, you write what you don't want, and on the right side of the paper, you write what you do want. And then you have to take all the things that you don't want and turn it into a positive statement. Okay, I'll give you an example. We're almost out of time. So say, for example, you want someone who doesn't smoke. Well, you don't leave it, say, I want somebody who doesn't smoke, because the universe does not hear, don't not. It just hears, oh, smokes. Okay, we can do that. You take it and rewrite the page. You rewrite the whole paper, but you only write positive affirmations. I want somebody who lives a healthy lifestyle. Might be a way to get around the smoking. Okay, so it's really, really important. If you are manifesting a relationship, you rewrite it in red ink. And if it's money or a material thing, a house, write it in green ink. And if you really want to add superpower to it, you write it and you burn it, and you write it and you burn it, and you write it and you burn it every day for 30 days. And just then wait and see what happens. The key is, don't then focus on, well, I did this and it's not happened yet. It will happen when the time is right for you. So thank you so much for tuning in. I really love to be here with you. I want to thank the crew, Dave and Brian. They're troopers, and I wish I could hear what they're saying out there, because they are hilarious together. One of these days, we're going to do behind-the-scene bloopers just to get them, on the screen so you can see them. They really are funny. And so thank you again so much for being here, and thank you for your understanding with my having to sit down, and I'm a little bit scattered today because I'm having a little trouble with my back. But I love you so very much, and know that the universe wants you to win. Whether you say God or the universe or goddess, it's all this beautiful energy that wants us to win. It wants you to win. It only wants good for you. So bye for now. I love you. Thank you so much. And I'll see you soon.
Hi everyone, my name is Jeannie B, and I have a show called Fun with Art. And what we do is we do wonderful crafts that are easy to do, fun to do, and I hope you'll join me.